plan was a little bit of a different one, but the weather is not really with us. We're close to a lake, it's over there, it's called Eggshire, and right now we're in a weather between like, you know, +2 to -2 degrees, and so all the lakes are pretty much steaming like hell, so that's why we have quite solid fog rolling in here. As you will see in the footage prior, we had a bit of sunshine still, and actually at home it was sunny pretty much, so I just thought I'm taking Nippy and just go for a walk and talk a little bit about trail food. Right now I'm kind of sponsored by Tentmeals. It's a UK company run by 3 really nice women, also quite outdoorsy, and they pre-pack pretty much their own stuff. But if it comes to manufactured stuff, you usually come around something like this. This brand, I haven't tried it out, I just bought it because just as a reference point basically, to compare the two systems pretty much. Because this is the regular system that you find quite a lot. It's this brand is Blåband. They also sell stuff at the supermarket, you know, if it's soups or what have you. They also have their freeze-dried versions, which is pretty simple. The only thing that you have to do is like you open it up here. There's a line there to close it again. It's, you know, so the only thing that you have to do here is put hot water in it. Very rarely you find those ones that are actually also capable of of cold soaking. They usually require hot water, or you have to wait like for ages and whatnot, you know. So, but they're really good at just hot water in it, stir it, close it up again, and just leave it for like between 5 to 10 minutes. In this case, it's 10 minutes. Other brands, there are a huge variety of brands pretty much. When you ever went out on a tour with a Norwegian, you will come around to bags that are like, you know, you open them here, similar size, you know, they're all run in the same size pretty much, in orange. That's Real Turmat it's called, or Real Turmat, or Turmat, or whatever you want to say. That stuff is quite spicy, and it's pretty much all the same. It just comes in different flavors pretty much. However, the muesli versions are really good. The lunch stuff is pretty boring after some time. I bloody hate it after I had it for 2 weeks straight. Went out on a tour. I bought 14 of them, like 2 times 14, because I had to eat it twice a day. You always add a little bit of butter to it in the winter, you know, just to get a little bit more calories in. But if, I don't know, after the 5th or 6th day or whatever, I bloody hated it really. Just like, because no flavor changes, you know, like really. It's all the same texture, it's all the same shit in it, you know. The Norwegians love it. No doubt about it, you know. If you talk with a Norwegian, they will tell you like, oh yeah, that's the best shit. I don't think so, but that's up to you or to everybody else to decide pretty much. What I would recommend is a green bag. It's like a lime green sort of. That one is called Adventure Foods. Pretty awesome stuff. I love it. There's a couple of other brands, you know, and they usually run around 600 to 800 calories. That's usually the norm, or between 500 and 800. There is one brand in the UK, I forgot the name, but they actually have one that is like 1,000 calories per package per serving basically. Really good for expeditions, obviously. But like I said, what you usually do is like you add either butter blocks in it directly when you close it up again, you know, and let it soak and thaw, or use cheese blocks in it as well, you know, or if you want to, you grab it like pork fat or whatever. I don't, because since I ran vegan, more or less, I'm actually vegetarian. There's only a few things. I still eat cheese, and yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. And usually butter in the winter. It's not that time of the year yet, so those kind of things I'm still adding. So that's pretty much vegetarian then. But it's like I'm not really putting that out like, yeah, you have to be vegan or whatever. You do what you do. You do what you want. It's just sometimes you don't really need it. And I'm still trying out basically. I actually noticed since I wasn't working out upper body wise so much this summer. In the beginning, yes, but later on I just had too much shit to do. So I didn't like work out upper body so much. I got weaker. I really feel it. Because you can only eat so much nuts and all that kind of stuff, to supplement and get the right amount of proteins and whatnot, So I just got a little weaker. So I actually bought a kettlebell a couple days ago, so I need to work out more. Regardless of that, back to the topic at hand. So what you need for this kind of stuff is hot water and somewhere in here I got myself a spoon. My trusty Prima spoon, really awesome. I actually love this one. Use it all the time. But anyway, regardless of that, so that's pretty much what you need for that. But since I mentioned my tent meals that I'm actually using, brought a few different versions here because I just want to touch on that because I think that stuff is much more superior over the freeze-dried stuff. Breakfast, lunch, and snacks. This one here is a mango, dried mango snacks and some other stuff in it. Usually those ones run around 300 calories. They have 3 different versions. The 2 other ones are nut-based. This one here is raisins and mangoes. Pretty awesome stuff. And it's actually good mangoes. There is plenty of dried mangoes out there that really taste like crap. Those ones are actually pretty good. The other stuff, as you can see, those are just vacuum packed, hand packed, and then just vacuum sealed. Those bags, those ones here are the 800 the calorie ones. They have 500 calorie versions as well. I usually run on the 800s because I'm a big dude. Not really, but you know what I mean. It's like if you're outdoors all the time, you better eat some stuff. In the winter time, sometimes if I'm like on my last tour last year or this spring, basically, I actually had some problems because I actually ate a little bit too much, so I got a bit stomach problems. So keep that in mind. Sometimes if you eat too much, it's not really worth it. It just comes out on the other end, and it's usually not really that pretty. So just have that a little bit in mind. But yeah, breakfast, they have plenty flavors. I think there are like 6 different breakfast versions by now. They also sell their dried stuff separately if you want to make your own stuff, like blueberries and raspberries and those kind of things. They have them also like just you can buy them in bulk as a separate product, and then you just make your own stuff. This one here is cashew goji berry. Personally, I don't like the goji berry so much, but it's still pretty good stuff, So, and it's the thing is with those ones is that they're mostly vegan, and some are only vegetarian. But to supplement with getting enough proteins in and whatnot, they have a ton of berries in it. Nuts, and a wide variety of nuts as well. Those ones here are cashews. This one here is actually almonds in it. Italian-inspired main meal, it's called. Has all kinds of dried tomatoes and all kinds of good stuff basically in it. I will do some other shots to it, but those ones they have 3 different versions. The Moroccan style one I'm not really a big fan of because it it's just a little bit like this sweet stuff. I'm not really a big fan of, but it's couscous based. This one is couscous as well, and the other one is dried rice, pretty much. The way you prepare those, though, is a little bit different. Still not very complicated, really, but that's a little bit on to having a bit more bulkier stuff with you. A thermos, a lunch thermos or whatever. This one here is at the moment still filled with a little bit with the muesli, but I don't give a shit if it's like muesli in it or the main meal or whatever. You just rinse it out with a little bit of hot water, and then that's it. So what you do is like I usually open it up in the bottom, not on the top, because if you do it on the top, you have all the good stuff basically in the bottom, and it's really hard to get it up. So I start in the bottom, rip it open here with a knife, and then just pour it in, and then just stir it up with. You just add hot water, the amount that you can, pretty much. Just cover it, maybe a little bit more, depending a little bit on what kind of food it is. It's a little bit different, but regardless of that, you just fill it up entirely, close it up, and then you just leave it for 5 minutes. The good thing is, when it's really cold, those ones here, they will thaw out, but your food is pretty much cold. If it's really like -30 outside, it's gonna be cold. Unless if you can go a little bit around it, if you're in your sleeping bag or, in your tent, you can just cover it a little bit more to make it more suitable. But they definitely get colder. This one here, it's in the thermos, perfectly fine to use. It's gonna be hot like hell, and then you can just easily eat it out of this one. This one here, by the way, also comes with a spoon already. Thermos has this kind of version. The spoon, however, is quite wiggly, but it just wears out after some time. So it's good to have like an extra proper spoon with you. But regardless of that, it's just a lunch box here, usually half a liter or something like that, and then you're perfectly fine in using those ones here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Of course, you still have, like in both versions, you have waste. You're not gonna get around it. However, little trick on those ones. If this one here is a little bit tight, it's a bit low, but I actually, if I'm going out for a morning toilet when I'm out on an expedition, I usually use those bags for the toilet paper. Just stuff it in there, close it up, and then you just put it in your trash bag that you always have to have with you on expeditions or long tours or whatever. You don't leave toilet paper laying around. Shit in the woods, yes, but not leaving your toilet paper. That's not good. It's the wrong thing to do. Let's put it this way. All right, so that's pretty much it. In terms of snacks, there's just one little thing. For me, if I'm going out on something that is a little bit more high demanding, it's like that I'm actually either running or fast hiking, I don't use nuts. They go a little bit too fast through my stomach. I love my peanut butter banana sandwiches. Like, it's not sandwich, it's basically just a taco bread that I just roll in, and then just like a burrito or something like that. That's usually what I'm using on tours, because you go, you get your protein, you get a little bit of carbs, and you get all kinds of other good stuff. And it's quite filling because the banana fills quite well as well. That's usually what I'm using. Nuts are really, really awesome, no doubt about it. If I'm going out on a regular hiking tour, I use it. But if it comes to a little bit more demanding stuff, then I don't use nuts so much. Like I said, they just go through a little bit too fast. I need a little bit more carbs and a bit more filling material, some more fibers to actually fill up my stomach. But that's how I work. It's the same like in the mornings. I usually don't eat in the mornings. If I'm going out on a hiking trip in general, I start the day like packing up everything and start the day right away. And then I always have a thermos, or in the summertime it's just an Nalgene 1 liter bottle or whatever, and there I have my my muesli stuff with water mixed up, you know, and then I just drink that during the day to get my energy in the winter time. It depends a little bit, but there it's usually also that I'm just having this thermos packed up. You know, I prepare it in the morning, have it packed up, you know, and then if when I'm getting hungry, like 2-3 hours into whatever I'm doing, I start eating. Before that, it's just going through the stomach way too fast and it's gone. So, and I'm just in generally, I'm not used to eating in the morning. I'm sort of like intermittent fasting every day, you know. So that works much better for me. But that's, you know, depends a lot on personality and preference and whatnot, you know. So yeah, I hope this is a little bit helpful, you know. Have a good one, enjoy being out, and if you have some questions or whatever, put that in the comments. Have a good one, guys.